Well, I'm back with a brand new edition of Indie Scoop, and this is a show where I give you a roundup of all the independent artists that I've featured on my show on indigomusic.com. Now, we at indigomusic.com love to feature brand new talent, especially when they're homegrown, and one such artist is Shweta Subram. You may know her well as the Jalebi Baby Girl because it's her voice that's in the track along with Tesha and Jason Derulo.
Baby, let me see it. Jalebi, baby. I just wanna eat it.
Now, I caught up with Shweta for a very special reason because this particular track, which is Jalebi Baby, was used by the Marvel Cinematic Universe in one of their TV series called Miss Marvel. And this is something that, was a shocking thing for her as well, because that's exactly what she said when I asked her about, her reaction to listening to this particular news.
I'm looking at my Instagram DMs and people have sent me screenshots of the scene. They're actually recording it from their phone cameras and they're like, your voice is there, your voice is there. So I watched the episode finally, come on, man. I've been a Marvel fan since I was a kid. Like the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like I remember, waiting for Spider-Man and reading the comics and trying to sketch it out.
Moving on from Shweta Subram to two different individuals who came together and created brilliant music. I'm talking about Anubha and Karm, and they came up with a brand new track called Manmera. Now, two young kids coming together and making beautiful music. We love it. And when I asked them about the inception of this track, this is what they had to say.
So we were actually, while making the track, we were looking at a lot of video ideas, working with a lot of filmmakers. But there was this one particular person, his name is Puneet Shavarmami. He came along and he gave this idea about a split screen and how there are two different contrasting people, and just trying to show, the typical saying we all know, like that opposites attract. And so when I first read the script, I completely fell in love with it.
Moving from India to the United Kingdom, Renao, who's an independent artist born and brought up in Bengaluru, is now living and pursuing his career in music in London. And he came up with this brand new EP called From the South.
She got some warm colored hands in September, golden in her hair, blowing pretty like the river.
And one track that absolutely blew me away was the track called Flares from that particular EP. And when I asked him about his style of music, this is what he had to say.
So Flares is about my girlfriend that we met last year. And the whole idea is it's kind of like someone signaling for you. It's like when people are lost and they send you a flare in the sky trying to, so you can find them.
Well, that's a roundup of this week's edition of Indie Scoop. And yes, if you are an indie artist, if you want to be featured on the show, all you got to do is connect with us on our socials. Until next time, it is a goodbye.